So, we are all together again.
In other words, we all failed.
So what? Every one of us has to give up our fortunes? Every last penny?
It is simply beyond the pale.
Well, I, for one, have no regrets. I went into this with my eyes open, after all.
Yes. I'm with Mayor Loanida.
Ah, Kat, you're back too, huh? Good.
Miss Layton, thank goodness you're all right. You had me terribly worried.
Worried? About what?
So, you were all defeated by my puzzles. That concludes the contract nicely. You're ruined. Utterly ruined.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but those contracts are all null and void.
Null and void?
What the dickens are you all doing here?
Inspector Hastings! What are you doing here?
Thank you for coming, Inspector. You're right on cue.
Come on, Kat, what's going on? Why have you called me here?
I fully intend to explain everything, and I'd like you to be a witness to what transpires here.
A witness? I'm not nicking anyone, then? Kat, are you saying you've...
Confined this mystery to history? Indeed I have. In fact, I've solved all the mysteries connected with this palace.
Huh?
Perhaps we should start by identifying the one common factor that links the seven of you. All of you were at one time members of a diamond mining concern, weren't you? And you struck the jackpot. In fact, it's the money from those diamonds which formed the basis of all your fortunes and allowed you to succeed in your respective business ventures. It's what made you all who you are today. The trouble is, what if your diamond mine was actually on Richmond property?
Are you making all this up, Kat?
If Richmond turned out to be the rightful owner of the mine, all seven of you would automatically be ruined, of course.
Well...
It would seem that the mastermind behind tonight's escapade, Lord Adamas, that is in some way connected to Richmond. And moreover, that he's intent on exacting revenge on those who robbed him of his wealth.
Kat, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. The place we uncovered the diamonds definitely wasn't on Richmond land.
Is that so? Or is that just what you all like to tell yourselves?
Huh, don't be ridiculous.
Ridiculous? Isn't that just what this whole puzzle party is? Yet you all agreed to take part. Was that to appease your own guilt? The truth is, you're taking part in this charade under duress, isn't it? Why don't we move on to the real puzzle about tonight's proceedings? The identity of our host, Lord Adamas. Certainly a rather exceptional character.
You can say that again.
The self-confessed multi-millionaire Adamas is really... you!
What?
Ernest Greaves. No more deceit.
Pinstripes?
Miss Layton, what are you talking about? How could you possibly think I was... Oh, what's the use? No doubt you figured everything out anyway, haven't you? Yes, it's true. I am Adamas.
I'll be a mongrel's uncle.
You're really the last surviving member of the Richmond line, aren't you? The 8th grandchild of Maximilian Richmond, Miles Richmond. You decided to use the urban legend of Richmond that rose up here in London as a means to take revenge on the 7 dragons here tonight.
Come on, Pinstripes. Tell me she's barking up the wrong tree.
Goodness me. Can he really be that young boy?
Haha, yes, it's all true. You've hit the nail on the head as usual, Miss Layton. But how did you know? How did you know it was me?
Because of this.
Where did you...
It was in your old room, Miles. Ernest Shackleton, Surprise Explorer by Richard Greaves. The origin of your assumed name, if I'm not mistaken. And all around this palace are little telltale signs of your duplicity.
How could I have made such an elementary mistake? And after I was so careful to dispose of all the portraits and photographs as well.
I must say, though, Ernest, you've excelled yourself preparing all these puzzles for everyone.
But they were too easy to outsmart you, weren't they?
I just cannot understand why someone as intelligent and good-natured as you would pursue such a worthless folly as revenge.
I know. I know that revenge is pointless. But it was for Mama. I promised her.
Your mother?
When my grandfather went bankrupt, Mama was left with nothing. We had no one to turn to, not a soul. But Mama moved heaven and earth to keep me safe. Mama!
Miles, I'm so sorry, darling. For you to have to suffer like this, when none of it is your fault.
Don't worry. I'm quite all right, Mama.
There's so much I wanted to show you. But we're practically destitute. And now I'm ill too. I'm so sorry.
Mama, I don't mind. I just want you to get well again.
Yes, me too. But you know, Miles, you can be strong even on your own.
Mama, I'm going to get it back. I'll get it all, I promise. I'm going to make them return it all. Every last thing they stole from us. I swear, one day, when I've made something of myself, I'll get them back for what they did to us.
Oh, Miles,
Mama!
Dear boy.
In the end, all the stress and exhaustion, it was too much for her. I was only 12 at the time when I had to say goodbye to her forever. But I swore then I'd keep my promise to take revenge on those who had wronged our family.
So it was a promise. That's what drove you to these lengths.
I had to see it through. I couldn't let her down, you see.
But do you really think this is what she would have wanted?
OK, I hate to interrupt the art-to-art, but Ernest Miles Richmond, I'm placing you under arrest. And it looks like I'm going to need to have a chat with all you dragons as well. I never thought the lot of you would be criminals.
Oh, no.
Now, Inspector Hasty. I think there may be another explanation.
Eh?
I wonder who the diamonds really belong to at the end of the day.
I'm more confused than when I found out I was a dog.
After all, everyone, the Earth's riches belong to us all, don't they?
What are you on about?
Cat, you're starting to sound like a hippie. Oof!
You were right, Katrielle. 10 years ago, the land had already been repossessed. Maximilian Richmond had no further rights on the mine at that time.
How's that?
He failed to pay the tax levied on the land and lost his claim to it as a result. He must have kept the fact a secret so he could claim the diamonds from the mine were rightfully his. Shortly after that, however, he died.
So you're saying the diamonds are nobody's?
It wasn't these 7 ladies and gentlemen who stole the diamonds from Richmond. If anything, it was the other way around.
But...
Yes, that's as I thought. Thank you for investigating for me, Emiliana.
I didn't do it as a favor to you. As I've told you countless times, hard data is the quickest way to solve any case.
I'll try to bear that in mind. So, it's like I said. The Earth's riches belong to us all. The diamonds were nobody's. So the 7 dragons here couldn't have stolen them.
But that...
That means all we're looking at here is the antics you've been up to, Sunshine.
I just don't understand. How could it be that way? Mama would have...
Your mother knew, of course.
No!
Ernest, don't you see why she didn't tell you that you had it wrong? Why she didn't tell you the truth?
No.
Don't you think maybe it was to give you a focus? Isn't that what's kept you going all these years? I think your mother let you believe in this idea of revenge to give you strength, knowing that you'd have to face life alone. And trusting that as you grew up, you would see the folly of it and eventually forget the idea.
Listen, darling. You must follow your heart, don't waver. If you keep listening to what your heart tells you, I'm sure you'll see the light in the end.
I'll make them all pay, Mama. I will. I'll make them all pay. I swear.
I know, my darling boy. But please don't forget, first you have to grow big and strong and make a man of yourself.
I will. I'll be as big and strong and important as any of them. You'll see.
That's my boy. You live your life, Miles. Make your mama proud. Show them all what a great man you can be.
So you mean she never really wanted me to? I didn't see it. And now look what I've done. Oh, how could I have done something like this?
Ernest, I'm sure you have made your mother proud. I'm sure you're just the man she hoped you would be. In every single way. She loved you.
Mama, forgive me. Forgive me for not seeing what you meant.
Well, cheer up, Ernest. Remember, the dragons have actually done nothing wrong. And I think you too can be considered blameless.
Eh? Blameless? Isn't that a bit of a stretch?
Come on! What about all this palaver? The threats, the conniving, the intent to completely ruin these poor people. And you say he's blameless? Pull the other one.
Well, take a look at that. See, Inspector?
Eh?
Cat? What do you mean?
What? I don't...
Darling boy, we've been looking for you all these years.
For me?
Yes, we're all very much indebted to Lord Richmond, you see. It was thanks to him that the diamonds were discovered at all.
Aye, he knew if he were the legal owner of the mine, any money he made would disappear on repaying his debts. So, he relinquished his claim on the land deliberately and arranged for us to discover the diamonds.
He was a wise man. He saw the diamonds as London's future. He did not want the money squandered on personal loans. It was for you to use. He wished it as an investment for the city.
That doesn't tie in. See, I thought he tried to reclaim his right to the mine.
No, we tried to return the mine to Richmond. Without the money from the diamonds, the family faced certain ruin. We wanted to help. We couldn't bear to see the family fail. We tried desperately to save him by giving the mine and the diamonds back. But he steadfastly refused.
No.
We have heavy hearts knowing that we failed you.
And I invented the Richmond legend. I couldn't bear for that great family to be associated with financial ruin. So I concocted a story about a great fortune hidden somewhere in this old house.
So now you see, my dear, everyone was extremely fond of your grandfather.
Oh no! What on earth have I done?
We all came here today in the knowledge that Miles must be behind this puzzle party. But none of us ever suspected that it was you, Ernest.
I had no idea about... I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry.
Miles, let's start afresh.
Yes, your grandfather and your mother would have wanted that.
You're all... Thank you.
Come, my boy.
Now I look, the resemblance is striking.
You're right. I don't know why any of us didn't see it before.
So, are you still going to arrest him? No one here would claim, Inspector, to have been harmed by Ernest.
All right.
Now, why ever are you still crying, dear boy?
I'm sorry. I'm just so happy.
Well, Cat, I've got to hand it to you this time. I didn't see any of that coming. You really did teach an old dog new tricks.
You should know. The truth is stranger than fiction.
Miss Layton, look at all the snow!
Well, the agency has been open for a month now. It's been an eventful start, but still no clue as to Dad's whereabouts.
The mystery of the missing professor. Still not history, eh?
Well, knowing Dad, wherever he is, he'll be engrossed in some extraordinary puzzle.
I'm sure you'll find him.
Yes. I won't rest until I do.
But you don't strike me as a daddy's girl, Cat. It just doesn't seem like you.
I'm not. I just have to tell him I've solved the riddle he sent me, you see?
The riddle, miss?
Oh? What riddle would that be, then?
It's this. If you're not really my child, then who exactly are you?
What?